recording this version of the podcast for the NBA playoffs on Wednesday, April 26th, the same day as, of course, the Lakers and Grizzlies will go head-to-head in Game 5. Cavs and Knicks will go head-to-head in Game 5, and the Bucks and Heat will also go head-to-head in Game 5. So there's a lot of scenarios. I am not able to record tomorrow on Thursday when this podcast goes live. So I'm going to give you kind of what I feel like will be the results of these series. Of course, last night we saw the Hawks, who I said at the beginning of the series, I thought Atlanta could push Boston to 6 games. I thought it was going to go Boston first 2 in Boston, Atlanta would get the next 2 in Atlanta, then Boston would win Game 5 and Boston Game 6 in Atlanta and close them out. Because while a lot of people did not give the Hawks a legitimate chance to win this series, I said Trae Young can go crazy on any given night. Jason Tatum is not reliable on every given night. Neither is Jaylen Brown, by the way. Boston is very streaky, and so is Atlanta. And Atlanta has a lot of length, and a lot of wings. They are Boston-esque in a way. They just do not have the talent that Boston has when it comes to, obviously, Tatum, Brown, Derek White, Malcolm Brogdon, and all of those other pieces that the Celtics do have. Marcus Smart, Robert Williams, Grant Williams, etc. So Boston should win the series. I expect them to come back, beat Atlanta in Game 6. But if not, that Game 7 back in Boston, for Boston to have to play 6 or 7 games where Philadelphia gets a sweep over Brooklyn, even with Joel Embiid's injury, that could be problematic for Boston if that Philadelphia series goes long, if Embiid gets more healthy as the series progresses. Milwaukee, Miami, I think the Bucks are in huge amounts of trouble, not necessarily for Game 5. I think Miami will play hard, but I think Milwaukee will end up getting a comfortable victory. To me, it's all about Game 6, which would take place on Friday. I believe that the Bucks have to win this game if they're going to win the series, obviously. I believe that they will. I think the Bucks will come back down 3-1 and win, though it's very tough. If Jimmy Butler has another game like he did in Game 4, if he gets contributions from Kevin Love and Max Strus and Kyle Lowry and Bam Adebayo, the Heat are going to win that game. It just depends on if Giannis has a best player in the world, LeBron James-esque. Obviously, when the Heat trailed 3-2 to the Celtics in 2012, that Game 6 in Boston was arguably LeBron's best game of his career. Giannis is going to have, in my opinion, a similar performance. The Heat have been on the good side of it. It may be time for them to get on the wrong side of it, as I do believe that Giannis Antetokounmpo and the Milwaukee Bucks will win that Game 6. Giannis, one of a historic performance. The Bucks will come back and win that series. Very interesting, in my opinion, Game 5, Game 6, Game 7s with the Cavs and the Knicks. I have no idea how this is going to go. I've been very vocal about the Cavs. I feel like they are the better team in this series. I think that they have the more talent. Now, their bench has been non-existent. Some of that has been, they don't have a lot of good players off the bench. But some of it has also been JB Bickerstaff. You have not seen Dean Wade. You have not seen Lamar Stevens. You've not seen Robin Lopez. You've not seen a lot of Raul Neto. Some of these energy guys the Cavs do have off the bench that can create plays, even though their bench is nothing special. You really haven't seen any of it in this series. The only 2 people really that have come off the bench is, Ricky Rubio, and he's only been off the bench for a couple minutes. It's mostly just been either the Karis LeVert when he's off the bench or the Isaac Okoro show. And Okoro is really giving you next to nothing offensively, especially shooting the basketball. So it is a team that is reliant on 2 guards, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell. They're both small. They're struggling against Jalen Brunson and Josh Hart. And even though Julius Randle has had a bad series per se, Mitchell Robinson has brought to it. He's brought the physicality to Evan Mobley and Jared Allen. Again, I don't think the Knicks are more talented than the Cavs. I think they're more physical. And it would be a very disappointing ending for the Cavs, who, as a 4 seed, I do believe should have the expectations to at least make the second round of the postseason, as I've been saying here as the playoffs began. Out west tonight, the Lakers and Grizzlies. Going to be a very interesting game to see if Memphis can sort of bounce back at home. You know, Desmond Bain, John Moran, Dylan Brooks, those guys, see if they take it to the Lakers and force a game 6. Now, the Lakers are a veteran team. You kind of feel like their legs are not going to have it every single night. To me tonight, this has a making of a potential Memphis blowout. The Lakers come back, they win game 6 close at home. Now, the encouraging thing for the Lakers, though, is they're going to want to get this series over with as fast as possible so they can have, you know, ample amounts of rest to take on whoever wins that Warriors Kings, which again does feel like it's going to go 7 games unless Golden State does somehow sneak out a victory in Sacramento at the Golden One Center tomorrow night, Thursday night, which will be tonight at the time you guys are hearing this recording. So I don't think it's going to happen. I think Golden State and Sacramento are going to be in line to play a game 7. That would be, I believe, on Sunday, but I'm not so sure about that. So again, Golden State, Sacramento, you know, they're going to go at it. They're going to be heavy. I believe game 5 is Wednesday. Game 6 then would be Friday. Game 7 would be Sunday. I think I misspoke on that about 30 seconds ago. But I do believe that series is going to go 7 games. And I think Golden State will eke out one road win in Sacramento, whether that be in game 5 or game 7. That will determine the series winner. Again, veteran teams over the young teams in the postseason. Golden State's veteran experience will find a way. So as I've been saying, I'm going to stick to my predictions here out west. I think it's going to be Warriors, Lakers semifinal. We already know it's going to be Nuggets, Suns. It'd be very interesting because, again, Phoenix has the star power, but I think Denver is a little bit more, you know, bench-based. And if Jokic has a good series, and if Kevin Durant and Devin Booker and Chris Paul all have to play huge minutes again and give them a lot of scoring, as much as I don't like Denver as a team, as much as I think they're flawed, Denver to me could easily win this series. Now, I do think DeAndre Ayton can be a good answer for Nikola Jokic if he's tough and physical inside. We saw DeAndre Ayton fold last year in the semifinals against the Dallas Mavericks. The question is, will he fold again or will he rise to the occasion? I don't know if Denver has anybody to stop Kevin Durant, which could be the downfall of this series for the Nuggets. Saying that, though, again, if the Clippers had Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, which was just announced Kawhi Leonard has a torn meniscus, he may not play all next year. Another unfortunate event for the Clippers. And number 2, who just never seems to stay healthy. But again, the Clippers I thought matched up very well with the Suns, though the Nuggets is a very interesting matchup. I think that's going to be a highly competitive series. But as I picked all along prior to the postseason, I do believe Phoenix does come away with that victory. Golden State Lakers to me would be very interesting. I would pick Golden State over the Lakers. I would pick the Lakers over the Kings. So I don't think this Western Conference is decided at all yet. I think, you know, Lakers, Golden State, Phoenix to me are the 3 favorites left out there in the West. Out east, I'm going to stick to my guns. I still believe it's going to be Milwaukee, Boston. I think Boston does take care of Atlanta. I think that's going to be the Eastern Conference final. In terms of the semifinals, excuse me, it was the divisional round. Who does Milwaukee face? I mean, this I could very well get both games wrong. I think it's going to be Bucks Knicks. It could be Heat Knicks. It could be Heat Cavs. It could be Bucks Cavs. I mean, you just don't know. Obviously, both of these teams, the Cavs and the Bucks, being down 3-1 is not good. I feel more confident about the Bucks because they have the best player in the world and they have a better coach than the Cavs do, even though Coach Bud is getting out coached in this series by Eric Spoelstra, as you expect he would. And obviously, JB Bickerstaff is being out coached by Tom Thibodeau. To me, the 2 most disappointing aspects of these playoffs so far have been, number 1, the Clippers, Kawhi Leonard getting hurt. Number 2, the Cavs disappointing against the Knicks, because again, I really feel like as a young Cavs team, they needed to take that step. Though this postseason has been very entertaining. It's been one of the most entertaining first rounds in a long time, dare I say. the most entertaining round in history, and I cannot wait to see what round two brings us. Again, I do think tonight Sacramento will beat Golden State. I think the Cavs bounce back against the Knicks. They get it to one more game at least. Bucks bounce back against Miami. And I do believe that Memphis bounces back against the Lakers. So I think almost every team that is down tonight, except for Sacramento, they're obviously in a 2-2. I think Sacramento wins, and I do think the team that is down, of course, Cavs, Bucks, Grizzlies, they're all at home. I'm going to pick 4 out of 4 there to win the games on Wednesday night at the time of this recording. And then, as I mentioned, game 6, I do think the Knicks put the Cavs away. I think Bucks and Heat advance to a game 7. I think Golden State Sacramento becomes a game 7. And then I also believe that the Lakers take care of Memphis in 6 games. Do you like that clip from the Brand Sports Podcast? If so, make sure you go down there and hit that subscribe button. While you're down there hitting the subscribe button, make sure to also hit the notification bell so you never miss another upload. And make sure you check out all the other clips from the Brand Sports Podcast right here on YouTube.